Hey, what's up, guys? I want to shift gears entirely. Earlier I was talking all about that. I wanted to shift entirely to the NFL. Not even current NFL. I want to talk about the NFL Hall of Fame. Uh, and just projecting forward the different classes for the Hall of Fame. This is something I'm really interested in. Uh, I'm honestly more of a NFL. I'm more of a historian in terms of the sport. In terms of my two major sports, basketball and football. I'm probably a better historian than I am a current day analyst. To be honest, I'm better at looking back and picking apart and watching old tape from old games and stuff like that. Far better than I am currently analyzing like active players. That's my opinion of it. So, anyways, it's good for me though because I really enjoyed looking up historical data and videos, pulling stats and lists together. It's something that I enjoy a lot. So, on the subject of the NFL Hall of Fame, I want to predict future Hall of Fame classes for the NFL. So future classes of Hall of Famers moving into canon. This is something cool on it. I would suggest you go over to NFL Network or NFL.com. Elliot Harrison wrote an article, I believe, early this year about it. It's stayed relevant because nothing's really changed since then. Obviously, it's still the same players up for vote. I think he projects like next 3, 4, or 5 classes. I would definitely go check it out. It's really well written. And I think he gets a lot of home run balls for that. He's a really good, when he puts stuff like this together. And personally, it's one of my favorite works that he's done. So I would definitely go check him out, and go check the article out. But anyways, let's hop into my little stuff here. So I made a list of just the kind of relevant players who would be eligible in the upcoming years for the Hall of Fame. And I knew the stars, like these little asterisks next to the names, indicate that I think they're going to be a Hall of Fame player eventually. Like they'll eventually get into the Hall of Fame, not necessarily stating when, but that they will be Hall of Fame players. So as you can see, there's a bunch of them in the people who become eligible in 2018. I have a good first 5 names here. And then you can go down. Like I'm not going to spend time breaking this down because this is just showing, the collective names, but only a few of these names are actually going to be called. You see, there's 3 in the class of 2019, and also like the little. All right, so the caret, it's another symbol I have in here. The one I have it next to London Fletcher. These are kind of like outside shots to make the Hall of Fame, but still players who I personally consider Hall of Fame worthy. So like, I would put them in the Hall of Fame. But I don't know if the committee and the voters will put them in the Hall of Fame. So that's how it is. Lynch, Fletcher, in my opinion, is the most underrated player, or at least one of the most underrated players of all time. So I put the little caret there. In 2020, that's Patrick Willis, Troy Polamalu. It's still up here. You got John Abraham, a bunch of other guys. And in class 2021, that's the one everyone's excited for because that's the Peyton Manning year. If you don't remember, Marshall Lynch was originally going to be in that class until he unretired. I guess that's how you say it. Until he unretired and resumed playing with the Raiders. Otherwise, he would have been in this class, and that's kind of why people were hyping it up as one of the better classes of all time, potentially. I think we only have eligible through 2022 right now. The players will be eligible in 2023 will be the guys who retire from following this year of the NFL. Which we already have one player. Devin Hester announced his retirement earlier this week, I believe. So, he now becomes eligible in the class of 2023. Personally, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I just don't know when. That's a whole nother conversation, honestly, though. I don't want to get into that right now. And then these are this list right here is a list of returning players or players who are like still on the ballot but have not gotten in yet. So guys who will be eligible moving forward. I'll just let you I'm scrolling down a little slow as you get the names. All right, so, I already gave it away by scrolling down too far, but I mean, this is my class of 2018. I sure hope this isn't actually playing the video in the background. Oh, no, it's not. I had the little article pull up myself just so I had it for reference, but I don't think I need it. Like I said, it's a great article. You should definitely check it out. But anyways, here is the class of 2018 I projected, and you can see 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. Ray Lewis and Randy Moss. Now again, the asterisk has a double meaning. The asterisk in this case, under the predicted section, means it's first ballot Hall of Famer. So I have Ray Lewis and Randy Moss as first ballots. I also have Terrell Owens, Alan Faneca, and Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins is, in my opinion, a guy who probably should. He's been held out too long as it is. So is Terrell Owens too, and Faneca as well. I don't think all three of these guys should have been in the Hall of Fame at this point. But then again, I can't really argue because there are classes of Hall of Famers that came before us that are also pretty good. If you guys didn't notice, there are no coaches on this list. I don't do coaches. I do the players personally. I think the coaches should have their whole separate category for Hall of Fame voting. Like have their own little category and put like one in a year or something like that. They shouldn't be put in the same category as the players. So there are no coaches that are going to be dealt with in this list. Only players. So you can see I have Ray Lewis, Randy Moss first ballots, Terrell Owens too. Think about what receiver class that's gonna like. What receiver? Like I know it's only 2 receivers technically, but still for a Hall of Fame class, having 2 receivers, especially 2 receivers as talented as T.O. and Randy, who are probably both in the top 5 or 6 receivers of all time. That really makes it a special class to see 2 of those guys like that in the same one. Which is personally why I think T.O. gets in this year, because I think, just how attractive that kind of class is. It's just, irresistible in my opinion. So anyways, let's just, I was going to break down the stats of all these guys, but really no time. So Ray Lewis, 13-time Pro Bowler, 17, I think it was Super Bowl MVP in that first Super Bowl. So, he's one of the greatest linebackers of all time, probably top 5 for middle linebackers of all time. Probably more like top 3, to be honest. Randy Moss, we've already been over him, being probably the third, in my opinion, the 3rd greatest receiver of all time, only behind Jerry Rice and Don Hudson. Some people would say 2nd greatest receiver of all time, and I would disagree with that, but at the same point, I'd kind of be okay with that. It's probably then vying for the top 5, top 6 receivers of all time. Statistically, right there with Moss through most categories, in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, you kind of flip-flop. Moss is 2nd for receiving touchdowns, and T.O. is 3rd. And for yards, T.O. is 2nd, and Randy is 3rd. The guard, in this case, Alan Faneca, 9 Pro Bowl, 6-time first-team All-Pro. That's incredible. He's got a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh, so that also helps build his resume up. I just want to compare him to Joe Thomas, who's currently the best offensive lineman in the league and the guy with the best for the O-line. He's at 10-6, he's got 9-6, so pretty close. You kind of get a general idea of how they compare. And then Brian Dawkins at safety, 9-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first-team All-Pro. This guy was so dynamic when he was in the game. He was just incredible to watch him. And he's a member of the 2020 club. That is players who have 20 sacks and 20 interceptions in their career. He's 37 interceptions, 26 sacks. 20 equals 2020 club member. That's an elite list of guys, too. It's a very small list. I think it's about the same size as this list of guys who... No, it's bigger than the list of guys who rushed for 2,000 yards in a season. But it's still a pretty small list when compared to, how many players have been in the league throughout the entire history of the league, and all that. I didn't plagiarize, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. It might be the same person as well. And personally, I did all my research first. I made my list, and then I compare. What I do is I make my own list, and I go back and I check generally against other records or other lists created by other people who maybe are more professional than I am. And LC usually doesn't sway my opinion of my own work. In this case, I believe Elliot Harrison and I had the same exact picks. But it's a pretty obvious class in my opinion. If you're really doing it just based on talent and not politicking between did I skip down? Yeah, I did. Not politicking between, Moss guys. And just giving and you're just rewarding the guys who deserve to be rewarded. For the class of 2019, I have Gonzalez, Ed Reed, Champ Bailey, John Lynch, and Tony. Oh boy, here comes the last name. Boselli. I hope I said that right. Tony Boselli. I'm just gonna say Boz. Okay. So we have Gonzalez, who obviously, is by far the greatest tight end of all time. It's not even close. The other guys who get a lot of respect in the current NFL are Gates and Gronkowski. Well, when you're in Gronkowski right now, it's Gates and Witten. Really, to anything Tony Gonzalez has done, 14-time Pro Bowler, 6-time First Team All Pro, and you just look at his numbers. Like these are, be honest, like in his career totals for the most part, like those are receiver numbers. Like those aren't even like those are receiver numbers in terms of like receivers. Those are really good receiver numbers. Like it's just so much higher than so many guys. I think he's 4 receiving yards. I think he's in like the top 6. So if he's not number 4, he's in the top 6. So he's like, you get the idea. For a tight end, that's like ridiculous to be up that high. And I believe he's second in receptions all time as well. So you get a look at that. At that, second all time, only behind Jerry Rice. I'm almost sure. I probably should get used to memorizing these stats more often. But between college and that stuff, it kind of there's only so much room really to memorize this kind of stuff. But you see, receiving touchdowns 7th of all time, receiving yards for the career 6th all time. Like I said, top 6. Where is receptions? Receptions 2nd all time. There we go. I got that one right. So you can see just how good he was compared to even like the best receiver. Moving on, Ed Reed, Champ Bailey. So we're going to go right to Ed Reed. We're going to hurry this up because we got 3 minutes left, less than 3 minutes left from this video. Ed Reed, in my opinion, is probably the greatest safety I've ever seen play of all time, maybe in top 3 at the safety position. He's really good. Complete ball hawk out there. Dynamic, changes the game around. He actually wasn't afraid to hit people, make tackles. Some safeties, some guys like who are more ball hawk, shy away from that kind of stuff. Reed definitely didn't. And just an incredible career. So I have him first ballot. I think everyone else usually does too. Champ Bailey, I also have first ballot. 12 Pro Bowls, 3-time First Team All Pro. 12 Pro Bowls, I'm pretty sure that's a record for cornerbacks. So just 12 Pro Bowls is incredible. It's like an unprecedented number, obviously. It's incredible to have 12 Pro Bowls. And, it was done in a 15-year career, so you only missed 3 years. One of them was your rookie year. One was your last year in the league where you weren't really really there. I don't know, not really there, but when you were injured the majority of the time. And the other time was also because of an injury. So you think about it, it's just incredible, that kind of consistency and that kind of work. And the numbers he put up, not too bad as well. 52 career interceptions. That certainly turns heads at the table when it comes to, a lot of guys look at stats when you do this voting stuff, and 52 interceptions will certainly stand out. Next up, we have John Lynch. He's already been up for vote several times already. I thought he should have gotten in by now. He didn't. I think that's a mistake because now you got a lot of tight ends like Ed Reed. But with 9 Pro Bowls, 2-time First Team All Pro and Super Bowl, certainly not on the level of Ed Reed. I think it'll be a heck of a safety class that he'll get in with Ed, though. You can see his career got started a little late, pretty much kind of like 3 years into his real career. Caught on after that, ended on a high note with a stretch of 4 Pro Bowls and retired. Not a ton of interceptions, but he certainly for his hard hitting. He was a hard hitting guy, a punisher over the middle. You did not want to get hit by John Lynch, And last up is Tony Boselli. Now he only played a short period of time, but he was very good for a short period of time. He got hurt, kind of ended his career really. It really did end his career. 5-time Pro Bowls, 3-time First Team All Pro. Would have had more if he didn't get hurt. Think about Terrell Davis. It's that kind of situation. And I personally think he's a Hall of Famer because of how dominant he was even for a short stretch of time.